The Super Rugby semi-finals are now complete. What a round of rugby. I was watching all the games and it was so exciting. Some really good tries. And honestly, I think the theme of this was domination for both the winning sides. Both the winning teams really dominated these games, but I'm going to be doing a bit of a review for both of the games and kind of previewing the final. But I think it's going to be an absolutely epic final. Now the games are complete and we know now that we will have the Chiefs versus the Hurricanes in the Super Rugby final. It feels weird not seeing the Crusaders in the final, but we all know what happened with the Crusaders. Not the best game from them, but I think this final between the Chiefs and the Hurricanes is going to be absolutely awesome. I'm just thinking of some of the matchups in that game. You got Damian McKenzie versus Ruben Love, Ratima versus Cam Roygaard, Takiyaho versus Isafu Amua as well. It's going to be absolutely epic and I cannot wait for it. It's going to be absolutely awesome. But if you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I appreciate all the support. And if you are an All Blacks fan, if you are a Super Rugby fan, don't worry, there's going to be a lot more content coming up. I mean, the All Blacks kind of tour to South Africa, the greatest rivalry tour, the Nations Championship as well. I'm going to be covering every single team in the Nations Championship, player ratings, match previews, match predictions, team reactions, team predictions as well. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So if you do enjoy the content, hit the subscribe button and stick around. So it's going to be absolutely awesome. But let's get right into it. We'll start off with the first game of the weekend, the Chiefs versus the Crusaders. Now the Chiefs got the win, 49 points to 12 against the Crusaders, but we all know why the Chiefs really won this game. That first half performance was absolutely incredible from the Chiefs. One of the best first half performances I've seen in my entire life in a rugby game. Probably also one of the worst first half performances from the Crusaders in their rugby history in a playoff game. So that was a worrying sight to see. Normally we are used to the Crusaders dominating, kind of playing around with teams, doing exactly what they want at all times, especially when it comes to that playoff rugby. But this just shows playing away from home against this current Chiefs team is not going to be easy at all. Now, that being said, this Crusaders team in the second half were much better. It was a much closer game. I think it was actually a draw in the second half, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe the Crusaders just got 1 point on the second half, but still, the first half damage was already done. I think it was 42 points to 5, a massive first half performance from the Chiefs, and some of the tries scored was absolutely incredible. I think the final try in the first half, the little chip and chase, getting the ball without it even bouncing, playing outside to Lalakai Foketi, and his timing on the inside was just absolutely incredible. I will say, Lalakai Foketi was really good in this game for the Chiefs. He's a very well-polished player. He plays the game the right way. He always seems to do the right things at the right time. So he has now signed for the Ospreys, playing in the URC next year, and I think that is going to be an absolutely incredible signing for the Ospreys. He's going to do really well there, and I think his style of rugby will honestly translate really well to the Ospreys style and to the URC style of rugby. So a very big pickup for the Ospreys there, potentially a very massive loss for the Chiefs there. He's been really good with Quinn Tupaia, and that being said about Quinn Tupaia, I think Quinn Tupaia has now firmly secured his spot as the number 12 for the All Blacks this year. He's been incredible. He's been in the form of his life. He's been dominant, and I think that's the right word to describe him. Dominant. He's been absolutely dominating the Super Rugby this year. He did kind of hobble off with an injury. He did play on with it, but he was hobbling on, kind of not playing at his full strength after that injury. So hopefully he is fit for the final, because if he is not fit for the final, that will be a massive loss for the Chiefs team and could potentially sway the kind of momentum before the game towards the Hurricanes. But that being said, he was absolutely amazing for the Chiefs. Damian McKenzie was awesome. Lalakai Foketi was awesome. That centre pair is really working well together. That backline is awesome. But it all starts in the engine room. And that Chiefs engine room in the forward pack, they chuck the ball around like backline players. They are so skilled. They are so physical. And as a unit, that Chiefs forward pack really gelled together. There was so much cohesion in that forward pack. And they looked like a really dominant forward pack. We saw really good performances from guys like Takiyaho, Tupovaya as well, Parker as well. Some really good performances all around that Chiefs forward pack. And I think the backline just did a really good job of kind of taking the opportunities and just being really good with those flashy bits. But all those flashy bits weren't for nothing. All the flashy things they did were with a purpose. They were beating defenders, seeing the space behind with those chip and chase tries, and just scoring some incredible tries off the back of some incredibly very good opportunities created by the forward pack and of course by the Crusaders' poor play. The Crusaders will really look back at this and try rebuild going forward, because this did not look like a Crusaders performance to me. I grew up watching the Crusaders play. I remember those Crusaders teams that had Kieran Reid, they had all those incredible players in them. I mean, if you think of some of those teams that had Richie Mwanga and they were like almost undefeated for most of the year, and they just couldn't lose a final. This just didn't seem like that same type of Crusaders team, but I definitely do think not playing at home made a massive difference for this team, because I was looking at the Crusaders team and I thought they were honestly going to give this Chiefs team a run for their money, but the Chiefs team came out firing, and as I said in the preview, you have to stop this Chiefs team coming out firing. They honestly just couldn't stop this Chiefs team, and this Chiefs team just trampled over them. So a very dominant performance from the Chiefs, and they thoroughly deserve to be in the final for the Super Rugby. I think I heard a stat now that said they've lost all 3 of their last appearances, 3 appearances in a row in the last few Super Rugby finals, if that's not mistaken. That's a bit of a worrying stat for this team. Can they kind of get over the line and win one? Hopefully they can. I really hope this team can, because they are a very good team. And I feel like a team like this, dominating the way they are, they deserve to win one. But that being said, they are up against the Hurricanes, who had a very good performance against the Blues. 57 points to the Hurricanes, 21 points to the Blues. My player of the game has to be Asafu Amua. This guy needs to be in the All Black jersey this year. I've watched him since he was under 20. This guy's been dominating at every single level he's been playing at. He doesn't even look real. He just looks like a brick wall, and he plays like a 2. The entire first half and second half, I was really watching to see how he was dominating his collisions. He did not lose a single collision the entire game. There was one kind of play where the Blues scored a try early where it was just a bit of indecision by the defensive line. He had nothing to do with that kind of collision there, but it was a bit of a bad read from him on defense. But other than that, he was nearly perfect the entire game. This guy was absolutely incredible. And I think Takiyaho versus Asafu Amua next week, or whenever the final is, I think it's next week, be ready for some fireworks, because that is going to be absolutely incredible. Asafu Amua right now needs to be in the All Blacks jersey. He is unstoppable on attack, and every single time he puts on a shot on defense, he puts in a massive collision, a massive hit, and he literally stops the guys in their tracks right there. Even if it's 2 guys running together, he always stops them in their tracks. So Asafu Amua, a phenomenal performance from him. That being said as well, Duplessis Karifi, a really good performance from him. Very good over the ball. Maybe talks to the ref a bit too much. But these are the type of guys I'd like to see play for the All Blacks this year. We've seen a lot of the same guys playing over and over for the All Blacks. And I think guys like Asafu Amua, yes, he had a few injuries, and a guy like Duplessis Karifi deserve a call-up this year. They were really good for the Hurricanes, but they're going to have to step it up to a completely different level when they take on the Chiefs, because that team right now is playing some phenomenal rugby. So the Blues did come out kind of firing in this game. They were very good at the start of the game. There was a period in the game where I had no idea the score was actually 14 points to the Blues and 12 to the Hurricanes, because the Hurricanes seemed dominant the entire time, but the scoreboard was keep on ticking over in the Blues' favor. So the Blues did well to kind of hang in there in the first half, hang in there in the kind of initial periods of the game. But that being said, once the quality started to come on show for the Hurricanes, they really just ran away with it. Some very good tries, a very explosive forward pack for this Hurricanes team, some really good players here. Like, not some of the players you'd think normally are the standout players from Hurricanes. I'm not sure what the player's name is. He's the captain for Japan, I think, the lock. He has been absolutely incredible for the Hurricanes this year. He was so good today once again. That whole forward pack for the Hurricanes are working really well. Then you have guys like Cam Roigard, Geordie Barrett, Proctor, Ruben Love in the backline, just making some incredible plays. And I will say, I don't think Ruben Love was really at his best tonight. A few kind of uncharacteristic mistakes, which he's going to have to iron out in his game, especially if he wants to take on the Springboks later this year in that greatest rivalry tour. But I definitely do expect to see a lot more of Ruben Love in an All Blacks jersey as well. He was really good every single time he's been given an opportunity, and I think it's going to be the same once again if he gets another opportunity this year. Cam Roigard once again showing he is one of the best scrum offs in the world. He was absolutely incredible. Very busy guy around the breakdown as well, and it's very good that the All Blacks can hopefully now, with one game left, have a healthy Cam Roigard. Geordie Barrett as well, very good on the boot. He just has that kind of difference in that distance in the boot. He makes a difference with his distance. He kicks the ball so far. He's very kind of intelligent with his boots. And you can just see his brother, Beauden Barrett. He doesn't have that distance in him anymore. He was still very good, but he doesn't play the game the same way anymore. The Blues team was really good tonight. There were some very good plays. But that being said, the Hurricanes had that kind of energy about them, that younger guys with the passion, showing what they're made of. And I really cannot wait for this final, because it's two very hungry teams playing against each other. But that being said, probably my player of the round for this semi-final round has to be Asafo Amua. He was absolutely awesome. He was dominant. He was all over. And I cannot wait to see him in an All Blacks jersey. Just hopefully not against my Springboks team, because I think he will cause a lot of damage, because he is a very good player. One of the best players in the world when healthy. So that's just what I think about him. He's a really highly rated player, and I see why now. But that being said, now the Chiefs versus the Hurricanes in the final. This is going to be an absolutely awesome game. I will be doing a preview for the game. I will be giving my predictions. I will be covering the team selections as well. My very early prediction, just judging by the performances recently, I'm probably going to have to go with the Chiefs for this one. I'm not too sure where they are playing. If it is in Wellington, then probably a 50-50, but if it is in Waikato Stadium for the Chiefs home ground, I do think I have to go with the Chiefs for that one, just with the way they are playing right now. All those guys really gelling together. But that being said, you cannot count out this Hurricanes team. They are dangerous this year. I think that they've scored something like 100 tries this year in Super Rugby, the first time ever. I think that's a stat I saw somewhere online. So 100 tries in one single season is almost unheard of. That is absolutely incredible, and it just shows the kind of attacking prowess both of these teams possess. So this is going to be a very fun game of rugby to watch coming up in this final. That's what we love about Super Rugby, the running rugby, showing all the skills on show. It's going to be an absolutely epic game. So if you do enjoy the content, hit the subscribe button and stick around. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.